Now, before we get started, please take a second and click on that subscribe button down there so that you can stay up to date with all of the cool stuff that we have on our YouTube channel and all the cool stuff that we will be posting to our YouTube channel. The next section we're going to cover is the delay and the reverb, which is all the way to the far left of the pedal board. Now, the delay and the reverb is a whole other thing, because not only do you have a really nice 3 selections of delay, but you also have 3 selections of reverb, and you have the ability to route one into the other and create some wonderful combinations. So let's just cover this very quickly here. Let's turn on the delay. What we're hearing right now is we're hearing the delay and the reverb. So what we're going to do is turn the reverb off for right now. Just turn the decay and the level all the way down so we can just hear the delay. Now, we've got 3 different types of delay. We have a 70s delay. This is an analog delay. We can turn that speed, the time down. Turn that level up. And we also have a repeat. It's a really nice delay because it modulates as it reflects. And of course, with the repeat button, the repeat knob, I should say, you can go into oscillation mode. So if you're a Radiohead fan, this is probably going to be something you're going to dig on. We also have a 60s tape echo. It's a much different sound than the 70s analog delay. And this is where the different note values could really come in handy. You can change to quarter notes. You can go to half notes. You can also go all the way up to whole notes. And of course you have the self-oscillation. So you can make a mess of things real quick if you want. And you also have an 80s delay. Now this is a digital delay, so it's got a much different tone and timbre. There's the delay. Now let's move over to the reverb. So we'll turn that up, the level up, and we'll turn the decay up. We have 3 different reverbs. We have a spring reverb. So if you want to create that spongy Dick Dale sound. We've got a plate reverb. This is a brightness. And what I want you to notice is, let me play another note, and I'm going to switch to the next reverb. It switches automatically. So you don't get any tails after that. However, in other instances, if you're turning the effect off and on entirely, like let's say you're turning the reverb off, you'll still hear the tails afterwards. So I'll show you that in a second, because that involves the control button at that bottom right corner that we keep talking about. Okay, but here's the hall reverb. Go back to that bridge pickup. It's really great sounding, isn't it? So now we have, as we did with the distortion and the overdrive, we also have the same idea here where we have routing. We have 3 different types of routing. We have serial routing 1, where the reverb is fed into the delay. We have serial routing 2, where the delay is fed into the reverb. And then we have parallel routing. And to show you how that really sounds, what I'm going to do is first turn up the delay, and also go to the 70s. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the Kill Dry button. And what this does is it turns off the dry signal, so you're just going to hear the reverb tails and the delay reflections. So here we go. So turn it off, and now in this mode we're feeding the reverb into the delay, which has a specific type of sound. Now if we change that to serial routing 2, where the delay is now being fed into the reverb, we get a much different timbre. And then we have parallel routing. Now in parallel routing, what's going on there is the reverb and the delay are being processed separately and then summed together. But we earn that serial routing too. You get that over the hills and far away sound, you know, the Zepp song? I don't know the chords to it, but still. You can create some really cool textures there. So let's turn that Kill Dry switch back off. So now go into parallel routing. Now let's jump down to serial routing 1. To wrap up the delay and reverb section, what I'd like to make mention of is a couple of things here. One, with the delays, you have a certain amount of milliseconds per type of delay, per delay type, I should say. So in the 70s delay, I'm going to make adjustments here to the time knob, and as you can see over here on the far right, the display is telling you how many milliseconds you're working with. With the 70s delay, you have up to 400 milliseconds. With the 60s tape delay, you have up to 550 milliseconds. And with the 80s digital delay, you have up to 990 milliseconds of time. Now, if you want to make very discrete control edits to the time, the auxiliary button here, the exit button, auxiliary button, if you press and hold this while you're making adjustments to the time, it's going to make very discrete little controls. So that way you can adjust the time of the delay to what you'd like it to be precisely. You also have a tap tempo. So what you can do is you can just press this repeatedly a couple of times. And now the display is telling you that it's set to 169. And so if I turn the guitar back up, right? And here at the bottom, this is something I mentioned earlier. I said we would cover this. You could turn the reverb off and on at will, just simply by making sure that it's selected here with the control button and then just turning it off. So here it is without, and here it is with. What I also mentioned was if you let's turn that decay all the way up. I'm going to hit a chord and then I'm going to turn the reverb off and you'll hear the tails. Still plenty of tails in the back. So that wraps up this part of our Cerberus tutorial. In future tutorials, we'll cover the 4-cable method a little more, and we'll try to cover impulse responses a bit more in depth as well. But for more information on the Cerberus and the other pedals that we carry, please visit us at ThePedalGuy.com. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you like this video, please take a second to hit the like button. Thanks and have a great day.